It's Alabama game week, and the Crimson Tide are prepping for the opener against Western Kentucky. And one thing that we want to talk about is the elite talent and the freshmen that are going to make an impact game one on. We're going to talk about those guys. Also, how about this? As Alabama marches forward, they still have the number 2 recruiting class, according to On3. We're going to get into that as well and more about Alabama and Western Kentucky right here on the Bama Tailgate YouTube channel, brought to you by Pearl River Resort. Let's get this show kicked off. You know him. That's Big Sexy Elmo. I'm Mick Gillespie. We love to say it on this show, loud and proud. Roll Tide. Roll. What do you say, everybody? There he is. What's up, dude? How'd you like that intro? Was that good?
It was great. Roll Tide, game week, baby. Let's go.
I know. Hey, look, we're not afraid to say Roll Tide on this show. I know
that
some people are like, "Oh, we don't want to sound like we're not objective." Roll Tide, and I like to add the MF in there sometimes too. That's at Brett Elmore Show. I'm Mick Gillespie at Broadcaster Mick. Brett. Or Brad or Brent, I mean, whatever people call you out on the streets. This is
sometimes they call me that MF you were talking about.
You know Mitch. How that goes. Yeah, right. Mitch. You know that there's a youth movement going on right now. And I just want to run down some of the guys to keep an eye on, because this is going to be really interesting to see the impact of some of these really high profile prospects that we're expecting to make a big impact. And I guess it really starts at wide receiver with Ryan Williams, the 5-star out of Saraland. I think he's going to make an impact. On the defensive side of the football, the guys I'm really expecting to do something, Zabien Brown, cornerback, maybe Jaylen Mbakwe. Look for some other guys. You know, we talked about Ryan Williams. Could the big guy Caleb Odom make some plays at wide receiver? Some people feel like he's more sized like a tight end, but he's a wide receiver. Cole Adams, somebody like that. Quay Russo's another guy that we're hearing a lot about on the defensive front. But the bottom line is this. You can probably add about 3 or 4 more guys in there. But there are true freshmen, 5 and very high 4-star guys that I think are going to be an impact on this roster starting against Western Kentucky on Saturday.
Yeah, and you talk about Ryan Williams. We've talked about him a lot out of Saraland. He was like a prized possession in this class, ranked 8th nationally and 3rd in his position group. But he's a guy that's going to be a difference maker. And then you talk about this youth movement, but also this California movement, you know. You mentioned Zabien Brown from Mater Dei. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the preseason high school football polls, national poll, had Mater Dei at number 1 in the nation.
How about that? Yeah, how about that? And like a lot of those guys are in Tuscaloosa. Damani Jackson went there.
Right.
You know,
Right, yeah. So it's really nice to have a pipeline. If you've been watching this show for any amount of time, you know we've talked about Mater Dei out of Santa Ana, California. But it's really nice to have a pipeline from the number 1 high school in the nation. But right here at home, you mentioned Jaylen Mbakwe, who played at Clay Chalkville. You know, keeping those guys in state. But those are 3 guys that I think will make an immediate impact. And you've got so many others. Like you mentioned, I think there was 27 enrollees in the 2024 class. And you look up and down that list, man, a lot of talent. A lot of young talent.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I mean, there's a ton of young talent, but because of the transfers and just the way that things kind of worked out, these guys are going to have to make an immediate impact. But I think the way that college football is today, you know, Bear Bryant used to say, hey, you're going to lose a game for every freshman that plays. It's not like that anymore. These guys are coming in. They're coming in bigger, stronger, mentally ready to make a contribution. And I feel like that they have the talent to come in and make a contribution.
Well, the scary part about it is some of these guys should really be seniors in high school right now.
Yeah, right. Ryan Williams.
Yeah, I mean, that's the scary part about it all. But yeah, these. Let's remember, these are young kids, and they're going to make some mistakes early. This is not high school football. This is big time college football, and it's different pace.
Yeah, and I hope that Ryan Williams gets in the game plan early. I'd love to see like a receiver screen or just something easy for him to catch the ball, get a little confidence, and then maybe break something deep on those guys at some point and show off his speed, his route running ability, and his obviously his great hands and leaping ability as well. You know, I mean, he's got some ups. This guy's super exciting. I cannot wait to see what he looks like out on the football field for Alabama. Now, the guys in the secondary, the Mbakwes, the Browns, the Zay Mincy type guys, we got to have them. You know, Ryan Williams could come out, make a catch, go back on the bench, and I don't think it's going to really affect the offense too much. Those guys are going to be needed because, Damani Jackson and Deshaun Jones are your only really experienced cornerbacks. And if those guys need a rest, somebody gets hurt, you got true freshmen that are playing. So it's not just, hey, it's exciting to put them out there. We got to have Brown come up and make some plays. We got to have Mbakwe ready if we need him.
No, you're right. And they're going to be picked on early because of these opposing coaches, they know that this is a young corner group, young DB group. They're going to be picked on early. And Western Kentucky, you better believe that they're going to try to pick on them Saturday.
Yeah, the Hilltoppers.
The
you know anything about the Hilltoppers?
What is a Hilltopper?
It's a guy that looks like Grimace from McDonald's, but he's
nice. Red. Nice. Okay, well,
and that's no disrespect. I mean, I'm just telling you, it looks like I love Grimace from McDonald's. Remember the Grimace shakes from last year? I drank one. I'm not afraid to tell you that.
Did you drink more than one?
Just one, but any friend of Ronald McDonald is a friend of mine. So that's not a shout at him. I mean, it's just, this is, I've told you guys, I think this is a dangerous opponent in the fact that if you don't get in the backfield and you don't put pressure on the quarterback, they can score. They're not afraid to throw the football. And, there's been years where they've been one of the most dangerous teams in that lower sub-level of, Division I football.
Yeah. Never underestimate your opponent, that's for sure. But look, I mean, Alabama should, if they come out and play their game Saturday night, we're going to win big. But like I mentioned, I think I'm going to be interested to see how these young guys play, like you were talking about, and see what happens. But yeah, you caught me off guard because I was looking up Western Kentucky and looking at their mascot. You are pretty much dead on correct. This is like a red version of Grimace.
Yeah. Did you like Grimace? Purple Grimace? I mean, Ronald McDonald, Grimace. I mean, those guys, they're like really tight. The Hamburglar, always trying to take their hamburgers.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess I'm a fan. I don't know. Used to get the Happy Meals. Obviously, I've had one or two of those things in my life.
Well, my son still likes the Happy Meals.
Do you like the Happy Meal or you go with a Big Mac?
I'm a Big Mac guy now, man. I made that switch probably about 13 years old, but I could go with I like there he is. Throw him up there. I like Happy Meal.
Look, there he is. Okay.
Yeah, there's that fella.
I mean, nothing says scary football like that.
Oh, yeah. Let me see if I can find – you leave him up there. I'm going to see if I can find Grimace. I don't even know if we can put it at the same time, but somebody out there is going, who's Grimace? And I'm like, Grimace. Grimace.
Yeah. But you're exactly right. It looks just like him. I don't know. We're going off the rails here, but anyway, Saturday night, 6:00 on ESPN, and it's game week. And man, there you go.
That's Grimace.
Yeah, see there. Yeah.
So they're both. They look alike.
They're the same. They're the same.
I'd say that they are probably in the same family.
Probably.
Bama still has the number 2 recruiting class.
Yeah.
Here's the let's throw that up there. All right. So Ohio State won, Bama 2, but look at how the movement behind Alabama.
Look at
LSU's up to 3, Georgia down to 4, Auburn at number 5 after flipping a couple guys from Bama and some other wins that they had. Tennessee had a Bama flip. They're up to number 6. Oregon 7, Texas up to number 8, A&M to 9, and Miami at 10. So really interesting to see how things are starting to change. I mean, a couple of weeks ago, Texas was like in the mid-teens. Tennessee hasn't been this high in a long time. And Auburn trying to challenge right now, taking advantage of NIL money. And, it's going to be interesting to see how this unfolds. But Alabama picked up AK Deer last week. They still have a couple of spots available.
Sure.
And Ohio State's been spend. And you know what? I mean, it's paid off.
Yeah, literally. Wouldn't it be funny if Texas A&M jumped Texas?
Yeah.
It seemed like Texas A&M was always the little brother, but now they're right on the heels of Texas right here in the poll. And how about Miami? Where in the hell did they come from?
Yeah, I know. I mean, is this like the early 2000s?
Yeah, I mean, it's like
Ed Reed and those guys. Yeah, the thing about Miami to me is that they have passionate football fans, but if you see any of their games at home, nobody shows up for them.
Right? Yeah, and no.
And they used to. Well, they're going to have to get to the point where they're really like competing again for people to make that part of their routine, because they really haven't been that good. They've been okay, but they haven't been that good. It takes winning there to get people, off the beach and into the football stadium.
Yeah, I was about to say, I mean, there's a lot of other things to do down there. A lot of competition for bodies, but hey, that's their problem. We don't have a problem filling our stands.
Guys, a couple things before Brett takes over the show and we talk about today. I want to remind all of you guys that the show is presented by our friends at New Life Art. And just to prove that New Life Art is one of our friends, we got a great deal for you. We're celebrating the path to number 19, and you guys get the discount 19% off from now until kickoff. If Bama wins, we'll extend it a couple of more days. So 19% off at New Life Art. I've got the man cave pimped out with all the great Daniel Moore stuff. You need that as well, whether it's the stuff that you saw behind Brett, some of the oldies, or some of the current stuff. Make sure that you check it out right now. When you go to checkout, use the promo code Bama Tailgate to get your discount 19% off right now until kickoff. And I'm telling you, man, I'm so fired up about football, and I cannot wait to see these guys take the field. But every time it gets to this point of the season, I can't wait to look at all the Daniel Moore stuff and get ready for the first game. Now, we're also presented by Pearl River Resort. Was there earlier this week with country singer Steve Azar. Me Till Monday. You know that song. Don't have to be Me Till Monday. Yeah, he sings that. It's a great guy, though, too. He's got a new Bloody Mary mix that is going to be perfect for tailgates. Brett, I told you were too busy this week to go and stay with us at Dancing Rabbit. Steve was there. I was there. You had an invitation. You did a great job, though, on Jasper football. Big one over Brookwood. And then now when things slow down, I would love to see you out there again. I know you don't really drink a lot of alcohol, but we'll make you a virgin Bloody Mary.
Really?
Yeah.
You would do that for moi?
For moi, yeah, I would.
Okay, well, good. And I tell you, a lot of stuff coming up. You see that Steve Azar giveaway Friday and Saturdays there at Pearl River.
How about that?
And look at some of the folks coming. Rodney Carrington will be there Saturday. Saturday night, the 31st, 8 o'clock.
I've seen Rodney Carrington probably 5 or 6 times. He's fantastic. And I'm not just saying that. I really am a super fan of him.
King George, September 13th. Gary Allen, Scotty McCreary, all coming up. And I tell you what's really cool, Mick, is, of course, and I wanted to show this. Hopefully this will show the QR code there. For some reason it's not showing, but I'll throw it up there here in just a second. But the QR code, they've got a app for the sports book.
Oh yeah. Yeah. You could anywhere on campus, you can, make your wagers. Dancing Rabbit over in Silver Star, Golden Moon, while you're playing the slots, table games. If you're at the water park, Geyser Falls, you can do it there from the spa. So that makes it really fun. Yeah, throw that up there. And then
there's a QR code. Just snag it right there and get the app and play away.
Good times, man. I just was there. I want to go. I've never been up, though, to the ball. They said it's pretty cool up there. The Golden Moon. Yeah. Haven't done that. All right, when we come back, Brett, take it.
Resort. They call him Big Sexy. Coming at you from the Walker County. Jasper is his hometown. He's known for giving free rundowns. Oh, Big Sexy. Throwing out those Alabama thoughts. Sneaking out your mom's window without getting caught. It gives you the XP, but Big Elmo is here to please. Big Sexy Elmo on the Bama Tailgate Show.
Yes. Mick, it's the 26th day of August.
And Game week,
baby. I'm excited. Not a lot shaken as far as celebrity birthdays. 60 Minutes correspondent Bill Whitaker, 73.
Okay, love the show. Good. Used to be my favorite show. Got a little too political for me, but back in the day, man, I mean, I watch it after football on Sundays, the Mike Wallace days. He's hiding out in the bushes and then popping out and like, hey, are you ripping people off? And I'd love that, man, when he would do that. And Andy Rooney.
Yeah, what a great.
You ever notice that every time you're at McDonald's, there's a big purple guy in there? His name's Grimace. What kind of name is that? What's he doing in there?
Have you ever been stuck in the drive-thru line and there's a Gillespie guy in front of you ordering 2 Big Macs? And both of them's for his friend, Big Sexy Elmo? Doesn't that just grind your gears?
I love that guy.
I did too.
I was in New York one time to go to the Dave Letterman show, and I walked right next to him. I mean, he was just out on the street. And, he had a big unibrow and stuff. And he was like, just looked like a newsman. And he was flying by me. And I was like, oh my gosh, there he is.
Yeah, that's cool. Guess who is 44 today? Macaulay Culkin.
Oh, dude, what a great movie, man.
Yeah.
Home Alone. I mean, I see him now and he kind of looks scary. But as a kid, he was just so adorable. And the first Home Alone is a must at the Gillespie house at Christmas time. We love watching it.
Yep.
I don't care how many times I see, the guy get hit in the head with the iron and the spider and all that stuff, the tarantula. Love it, man. That movie is a 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10 on the Gillespie scale.
It is.
If you're looking for something to celebrate today, today's National Dog Day.
Well, I got John. I used to have Poncho. I've had 2 great dogs in my life. I mean, John's the nicest dog ever. And Poncho was the smartest dog ever. He was a Jack Russell. John's a golden doodle.
Yeah.
But I mean, they're just dogs are great, man. They when you get a good dog, you can't find anything better out there pet wise. They're a family member.
That's right. Yeah. They're like family. Your fur babies.
Well, I didn't say fur babies. I just think
no.
Great dog.
National Toilet Paper Day.
I'm going to give everyone advice. My grandfather used to talk about coffee, right? And he said, son, what the secret to good coffee is? And I said, what? And he said, water. Like you got to have good, clean water, and it makes tasty coffee. Because if you have crappy water, you're going to taste it in the coffee. When you go to the bathroom, if you have good toilet paper, it's going to make the entire experience better. And the way I know that is when I have bad toilet paper, it's not very fun.
Okay. I agree. I agree with that. I thought you were more of a bidet guy.
Oh, no. That's Bricken, my friend Bricken.
Does he have the bidet?
Oh yeah.
Have you had an urge one time to go and then go over to his house and say, "Hey man, just want to come visit. By the way, can I use your bathroom?"
Yeah, never. I've never even used one in my life.
Really? Me either.
And what it is, guys, if you don't even know what he's talking about, it's a toilet that shoots water on your butthole.
Yeah, that's.
I mean, pretty much.
Mick, you're pretty much spot on it. Yeah,
that's for my friends in Barry. I just don't want them to be like, man, what they talking about on there?
I ate a beignet one time down there in New Orleans at Cafe de Monde. I don't know how it helps with the toilet issues, but whatever that Elmo guy says is gonna be all right with me. Next time I'm in New Orleans, I'm gonna try to wipe one of them beignets, you know.
I'm just kidding, Barry. I know you guys are known for moonshine.
Wildcat. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
All right, and let's see here. 1920, the 19th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution guaranteeing women the right to vote is declared in effect.
Yeah, look, man, voting is a sacred right in this country. So what year was that?
Ladies. 1929, the first U.S. roller coaster is built.
So I'm a roller coaster guy. You know, I mean, I go to Dollywood and they have some of these like wooden roller coasters. Man, those things are great.
Yeah.
But you're just like, I mean, you can feel every single board on that thing, but it goes fast. I went to the one at OA and my hip popped out. And I was like, okay, I don't think I ever want to get on that thing again. You know,
your hip popped out.
It was too violent. That's the only first time it ever happened to me. And then for like months afterwards, I was like, even when I would walk, like I do try to do 5 miles a day. I'm like, oh my God, my hip. I'm back and better now. Took some time off, but I don't need to do the one that's too fast. Just give me old reliable.
I've never heard of anyone having their hip thrown out of place riding a roller coaster.
I don't know what that says. I mean, does that say I'm old? I don't even know.
No, it just that is just I learnn something new about you every day. Some things are strange.
We do this show together.
Yeah. How would you in 1929? Would you want to be the first one to ride that first roller coaster? I think I'd let a few people ride it before I got on the thing. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I'd probably make sure it was good.
I'd probably make sure it's all right. One of our favorite tunes, 1972. It peaks at #1 on the chart. A wonderful tune by Looking Glass called Brandy.
Oh, dude, I love Brandy.
Oh yeah.
Somehow on XM one year, I don't know how I did it, but I hit something where every time Brandy would come on, it would come on the Sirius station. I did a reminder. So I was getting like reminders like every 3 hours, like Brandy's coming on, Brandy's coming. And I'd hit a button and I could hear it. Brandy, you're a fine girl. And we've talked about this before, that we both imagine the place that Brandy worked like kind of like an old, wooden bar that overlooked like the sea, and then the guys would come in there. They'd like pirate looking dudes. And she was like a little tough, but at the same time, she was still, very attractive. And she was in there slinging drinks. And then, she met a guy and he really liked her. We'll just call him Blackbeard. And then she kind of, she wanted to settle down, but he still had some more voyages to go through. And I always imagine it at a place like the Virgin Islands, like on one of the cliffs. Right?
Man, put it in that ashtray, son. That's a look at this day in history.
Hey, thanks for hanging out with us, guys. Don't forget this, man. Brett, this is Brett's baby, and we mentioned it yesterday, and immediately you guys have jumped in, and we want you to keep jumping in, and it really is cool. that you're a part of the family here, the Bama Tailgate family. But find us on Facebook at Bama Tailgate Show on Facebook. And thank you for hanging out with us. We really do love you guys. It is so cool to run into you guys and to get messages from you guys and to just to know that you're hanging with us every day and that you're a part of the show. And that hanging with us means a lot. Special shout out to Donovan Davis, who hit me up and said, hey, I'm a watcher every day. But all you guys, thank you so much. We love you. But most importantly, it's game week.
Roll Tide,
baby. Roll Tide. Roll Tide. You know how to say that, Brett?
Roll Tide.